Hi, Barrick. Hi, Frosty. Hi, Zelda. How are y'all doing? Your Honor. Ace Attorney. Hi, Bella. How are you doing? Ooh, that's still hot. Ah, my tongue. Now we'll have to face Pierce on the stand. I'm not sure if I should be surprised or not. One thing's for sure, he won't be an easy adversary.
So, do you think Pierce did it?
It's too early to say anything at this point. But I do think he's still hiding something. Nick! Why didn't you pin everything on Sword and Loser back there? It looks like Larry still hasn't given up on Ellen. If this Pierce guy's the real bad guy, then Soren and my Ellie will live happily ever after together. Larry, that's not the kind of thing a decent human being says.
Shame on you, Larry.
Oh, boo-hoo. You think I don't know? You know I have to give up... I know I have to give up on my Ellie. But Nick, promise me you'll make her happy. She deserves a happily ever after. I'm sure Soren will make her happy once all of this is said and done. I was about to resume, Mr. Wright. All right, you ready, Maya?
Yep, let's go.
I'll be rooting for you, Nick. I'm sorry, Bella. This court is now back in session. Also has my audio. Witness, please take the stand. I can't wait for this guy to go like full supervillain on us. Like, please state your name and occupation. My name is Pierce Nickety. I'm the Sprocket family butler. Let's get straight to the point, Mr. Nickety. Someone tore out a page from Mr. Sprocket's notebook to manipulate his memories. And that person was you, wasn't it? That is correct. What about it? That wasn't the right... Or that wasn't quite the right voice. That is correct. What about it? There we go. Well, that was easy. So why did you do it? Why did you tamper with Mr. Sprocket's notebook? Please, allow me to explain. It pains me to do this, but I'll tell you the truth. It pains you? That is correct. For my testimony will go against Master Soren's wishes. Soren's wishes? What is he talking about? I rushed to the Vista deck, but the crime had already been committed. I saw Miss Ellen Gloomsbury collapsed and Master Soren writing in his notebook. Master Soren said to me, I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen. But I went against his order. I tore the page out of his notebook and hid the body. Wait a second. What Mr. Sprocket was writing in his notebook at the time, it be... meant to be a confession, an admission he'd killed Gloomsbury himself. He wrote that message to take the blame for Miss Wyatt? That is correct. Master Soren did hit Gloomsbury with the Timekeeper to save Miss Ellen. Then Mr. Sprocket was the culprit after all. However, that blow did not kill Gloomsbury. That makes sense. Mr. Sprocket's injury wouldn't allow him to put much force into it. Enraged, Gloomsbury tried to attack Master Soren, who was already seriously wounded. But just in the nick of time, Miss Ellen hit Gloomsbury from behind, and finished him off, it would seem. So the one who inflicted the fatal blow was the defendant? Yes, that is correct. But Master Soren tried to take all of the blame onto himself.
No way. This is pretty bad, Nick.
No kidding. Pretty bad's an understatement. Well, well, Mr. Wright. It seems that your decision to call for Mr. Nickety has backfired. For the true culprit behind this case remains the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. Does it get any worse? Pierce was involved in the cover-up plot. I bet he still has something to hide.
Hold it!
Wait a minute. I thought you went to the Vista deck with Mr. Sprocket. Actually, that is not true. What? What do you mean? I found this out afterward, but Master Soren went to the Vista deck alone. He went out the escape hatch in the reception hall and went along the outside wall. What? You can't be serious. You mean Mr. Wright's... addlepated? That's not a word I know. Addlepated guess was actually correct. What's with the addlepated? What the fuck does that mean, Edgeworth? I suppose the truth really is stranger than fiction. So, Mr. Nickety, when you got to the scene, you saw Mr. Gloomsbury, Miss Wyatt, and Mr. Sprocket. Is that right? That is exactly right. I saw Miss Ellen. Yep, I'm not reading the green text. I have to actively stop my brain from being like, oh yeah, you should read that. So when you and your group arrived at the Vista deck, the murder had already been committed. That is correct. Bloomsbury had already been struck. Miss Ellen had lost consciousness, probably from the shock of the incident. And how did Mr. Sprocket appear? He was bleeding from the stab wound he'd received from Gloomsbury. Barely conscious, he was writing something in his notebook. So the mysterious third person Ellen saw really was Soren, then. Master Soren said to me, I'll take the blame for the murder, so please take care of Ellen. Wow, I literally just made a statement about not reading the green text and then immediately read the green text. Cool. Thank you, brain. So Mr. Sprocket wrote a note of confession in order to take the blame for Miss Wyatt. Yes. That notebook is the only form of memory Master Soren has. So you understand what his action meant, I trust.
What did it mean, Nick?
To Soren, everything in that notebook is true. So Soren tried to take the blame by altering his own memory to make himself think he did it.
No.
Master Soren truly loves Miss Ellen. It must have been love that made him do that. Mr. Nickety, could you please tell this court about that in more detail? That, you say? Which part do you mean, Mr. Wright? Could you be more specific? All right. What part do I want to know more about? Please tell me more about the hiding of the body. Very well. After saying he would take the blame, Master Soren passed out. That's when I hid the body. I quickly took the lift down to the hold, where I hid Gloomsbury's still warm body in the spare Pegabo lantern. So it was you who hid the body, not the defendant. I think Mr. Butts would move the lantern containing the body to the reception hall. Well, I did not see that coming. I don't blame you. Not even Larry can predict what Larry will do next. Maybe I should take another look at the lantern as evidence, or in evidence. Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony? The rebuilt one? Yes, add that to the testimony. Yes, please. Very well. Please add that statement to your testimony, Mr. Nickety. Is there ever a reason to say no to adding something to the testimony? Sometimes they have red herring stuff that's like just incorrect, but it's not ever actively detrimental, if that's what you're asking, Barrick. Why did you hide the body in the lantern? As I told you yesterday, it was to make it as though the murder never happened. But thanks to Mr. Butts, things did not turn out as planned. So holding the second wedding reception wasn't Mr. Sprocket's idea. But yours, wasn't it? It was all for Master Soren's sake, and Sprocket Aviation. Oh, that does click properly now, because Soren doesn't remember there being a second... Oh, wait, no, he does. I may be stupid. If I'm accused of a crime for trying to cover up the incident, I shall accept it willingly. Really doesn't seem to even care about himself.
So, he's talking about the cover-up after the incident, huh?
Right. That's information only somebody who was actually involved could know.
So it might be a really important piece of testimony.
I think so too. I'll really have to tread carefully here. Okay, let's see if we can swap out. Yep, cool. Can I swap out for the other statement? Tearing out the page. Why did you go against Mr. Sprocket's order and tear out the page? That is a silly question. As I told you before, disposing of anything that may harm the Sprocket family's reputation is simply a part of my job. Oh, right. You did say that before, didn't you? Also, I had the horrible realization after stream last night that Ellen made a comment about, like... Ellen made a comment when we asked her about Pierce that he'd only been working there for like a year, but he has like risen up the ranks really, really fast. And I had the horrible realization that that means that he was likely fucking with Soren's notebook the whole time to give himself an advantage. All right, you did say that before, didn't you? I tore the page out of the notebook in order to protect Master Soren. Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony? Yes, please. Very well, add the statement. Yep, cool, thank you. There's... Tore the page out of the notebook in order to protect Master Soren. What do you have to say more about this? So by tearing the page out of the notebook, you erased the memory of Mr. Sprocket, who was trying to take the fall for Miss Wyatt. I knew it went against his wishes. I just could not let Master Soren bear the blame for something he didn't do. As his butler, I believe that was the right decision for me to make. Hi, Cyberfox, how are you doing? Doing pretty good. How have you been? It's been a little bit. It's all for Soren's benefit, huh? I bet Pierce would do just about anything in the name of keeping Soren's image safe.
So he's talking about the cover-up after the incident, huh?
Right. That's information only somebody... Yep, cool, this is the same. Not too bad, playing Terminator Resistance. Nice. Do we have the notebook? Okay, so... I don't think it has to do with this. I think I need to get the other statement back. Hi, Frosty. How are you? Terminator TTRPG? Yeah. I was just saying it like that.
Because I didn't realize that there was a Terminator TTRPG. Okay. Ah, that's still way too hot. What the fuck? I literally just put ice in this drink. Ugh. Fine then. The rare normal water hydrate. Thank you, Frosty. Okay, so part of me is thinking that I should put it here. I feel like sending this would be okay because there's a bull and a cow. I really wish I could take a closer look at this. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and make a confidence save. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with Terminator as like a franchise.
Objection!
Nope, time to turn back time. I feel like if you wanted to do Blade Runner in a TTRPG, you could just do it with the Cyberpunk TTRPG. Cyberpunk Red.
Objection!
I'm just sending all the stuff that has the picture of the bull because the Phoenix is being a dummy and telling me the wrong thing.
Oh, wait, maybe it's the fact that,
Objection!
okay, it's because, he was still alive in it, because he left blood over the handle on the inside of the door. Could it be? Is that what happened? If what I'm thinking is true, then maybe I can prove neither Ellen nor Soren did the deed. Mr. Nickety, you said the body was still warm when you hit it, correct? So then, what if Mr. Gloomsbury was still alive when you went to put his body inside the lantern? What? What? That's preposterous. Actually, this shows that the victim might still have been alive when inside the lantern. I'm afraid you'll have to point out which part you're talking about, Mr. Wright. This part here shows that the victim might still have been alive inside the lantern.
Take that!
As you can see, the back end of the lantern is a door. And there's blood here on the wheel handle.
Objection!
That blood stain must have gotten there when the witness put the body inside the lantern. It in no way shows that the victim drew his last breath while he was within the lantern. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth, for you see, in putting this lantern back together, the police inadvertently placed the inside handle on the outside, and vice versa. In other words, the wheel handles got swapped. Oh my, so they got swapped. Yes, they got swapped. What? But that's ridiculous. Not at all, if you compare the other male Pegable lantern in the reception hall. It's quite obvious the wheel handles were attached backwards. The detective in charge of the restoration will see me in my office later. Sorry, Emma, and good luck. In that case, what does the bloodstain on the wheel handle mean? Bloodstain didn't get there by chance. When the victim was put inside the lantern, he was only unconscious, not dead. When he regained consciousness, he probably tried to get out of the lantern. So he grasped the inner wheel handle, and that's when the blood got on it. This proves that the victim was still alive when he was inside the lantern. At the time, I was completely convinced Gloomsbury was dead. Oh god. Oh god, I just had a thought. I don't want to think this, but I think Pierce could have, technically speaking, because of the way that Soren's amnesia functions, Pierce also could have been the one that killed Soren's sister by accident. At the time, I was completely convinced Gloomsbury was dead. I checked more carefully, he might have survived. Unfortunate, to be sure, but not significant enough to change this trial's outcome. Again, I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. It actually has a very significant impact on this case. The victim was struck by the defendant, then died from his injuries sometime later. There's nothing more to it.
Objection!
That's where you're wrong. Let's take another look at Mr. Gloomsbury's autopsy report, shall we? Please focus on the description of his injuries. It says 1 contusion was found on the back of the head, and 1 on the side. Yes, the one where Mr. Sprocket gave him, or the one Mr. Sprocket gave him, and the one Miss Wyatt delivered to finish him off. Extremely loud, incorrect buzzer, Edgeworth. Use your brain for once. That's fucking rich coming from you, right? Mister, I don't understand how logic works. Hey, it's not my fault I don't have magic logic superpowers like you do. I just have magic lie detection. No, the defense would like to submit a different interpretation. Different interpretation? A different interpretation, yes. The victim was knocked unconscious by the first blow, and then was put into the lantern. Then, what about the lethal blow by the defendant that the witness talked about? Yes, well, that didn't happen. After some time, when the victim regained consciousness and tried to get out of the lantern, that's when he received the second blow that finished him off. Taking into account the fact the victim was alive for a period after the first hit, and that he did receive a second blow to the head, does seem entirely possible. Is that why Pierce is looking at the lantern in the picture? He's like looking over at the lantern in this picture instead of actually looking at the happy couple. Yes, as long as the first blow didn't kill the victim instantly. And there's a possibility that someone other than Miss Sprocket or Mr. Sprocket or Miss Wyatt delivered the fatal blow.
Objection!
That's all you've got. Even if there was a time lag between the 2 blows, the prosecution's position doesn't change. What? What do you mean? It's elementary, Mr. Wright. You're not allowed to say that. We can't get the rights for Sherlock Holmes. After the reception, when the defendant was cleaning up the reception hall, the victim who was supposed to be dead suddenly came out of the lantern. The defendant grabbed the murder weapon, which was right there, and finished him off. That theory sounds awfully familiar. Of course it does, Your Honor, because it's exactly what I proposed at the very start. The second blow was inflicted by the defendant, after all. I see. Seems a tangle of mysteries has unraveled into a single thread.
Objection!
But as long as there's a possibility that the fatal blow is delivered by a third person, then we must continue the deliberations. Give it up, Mr. Wright. Unless you have something to prove the presence of your precious third person.
Okay, Nick, just relax. You can do this. Come on now, take some deep breaths.
Good idea. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
There, don't you feel better already?
Maya's right. I should calm down, get my focus back, and go over everything again. And then hopefully I'll be able to find something to prove there was a third person. Let's see. First, why did Gloomsbury attack Ellen?
Because he was tired of taking the blame for the accident?
Something about that line of reasoning just doesn't feel quite right to me.
No? How come?
Well, if it's just a personal vendetta, he'd already stabbed Soren. So why then was he so determined to go after Ellen?
You're right. This whole thing feels too premeditated for a crime of passion.
But Gloomsbury didn't seem to have a personal grudge against Ellen. If Gloomsbury didn't have a personal reason to attack Ellen, then... You've taken long enough, Mr. Wright. Now it's time for some action. What proof do you have that a third person was involved? Alright, I'll show you. I'm not completely sure of what I'm doing yet, but it looks like I'm out of time. This piece of evidence proves the involvement of a third person.
Take that!
Get it now. Now I see why this note bothered me so much when I first saw it. Looks like a note outlining the murder plot.
That note was apparently written by the victim.
But why would he feel the need to write the instructions to himself like this? Your Honor, please take a look at this note. This is the victim's murder plan, right? It's definitely a murder plan. But what if Mr. Gloomsbury didn't write this note himself? What? This is how you intend to conjure up your mysterious third party, Mr. Wright. Can you even prove that note wasn't written by the victim? Yes. Yes, I can. Very well then. Please present your evidence, Mr. Wright. Being beamed. This evidence proves the victim didn't write the note. It's the candelabra, right?
Take that!
This is the weapon Mr. Gloomsbury used to stab Mr. Sprocket. I was wondering what you'd pull out this time. Dare I ask what that could possibly have to do with the note? Mr. Gloomsbury's prints were found on this candelabra. And the prints were from his left hand. So that makes the victim left-handed, correct? Exactly, Your Honor. The police looked into it too and confirmed as much. Now take a look at the smudged writing in this note. Notice how the smudging only starts from the middle of each preceding line. Had this been written by a lefty, the writing would be smudged from the far left end. This means that whoever wrote this note was definitely right-handed. In other words, somebody other than the victim wrote this note. What? If someone other than Mr. Gloomsbury wrote it, then what does this note mean? Mr. Gloomsbury followed this note to the letter when he attacked Miss Wyatt. So clearly this note isn't a murder plan written by Mr. Gloomsbury, but rather, these are instructions to kill Miss Wyatt issued by somebody else.
Objection!
If it wasn't the victim who wrote these so-called instructions, then who wrote it? Most of the people involved are right-handed, you know? Is correct. The majority of the family and their employees who are on the airship are indeed right-handed. I must say that is a very rough and slipshod conjecture you've proposed. Ugh. And I haven't figured out who wrote it just yet.
Leave it to Mr. Edgeworth to go for the jugular.
This culprit who ordered Gloomsbury to attack Ellen. What could their motive have been?
It doesn't seem very likely Ellen did anything to incur anybody's wrath, right?
Right. Not too likely, anyway. Ah, that's still hot. Did I, like, pick the 3 smallest ice cubes I could have? In that case, it has to be about Soren.
If somebody were to hold a grudge against Soren, what would it be about?
That accident, I guess. I could understand if Gloomsbury felt resentful about having to take the blame.
But the one who lost the most to that accident was Soren's sister. She lost her life, after all. Soren suffered too, of course. He was crushed by losing somebody so precious to him.
Somebody precious, huh? Soren's sister. Wait, there's one more person. There's somebody else who must hold a grudge against Soren.
Did you figure something out?
I think so. I think this somebody else used Gloomsbury to try and get revenge against Soren. Say somebody tried to get revenge against Mr. Sprocket, Mr. Right? The person who manipulated and used Mr. Gloomsbury was Selena's fiance, Pierce Nickety. The person who used Mr. Gloomsbury to try and get revenge on Mr. Sprocket, and then finished Mr. Gloomsbury off to silence him, was a man dear to Mr. Sprocket's older sister, Selena Sprocket's fiance. Not that I'm not positive, but it's certainly possible. His fiance could have made Gloomsbury attack Ellen to get his revenge on Soren. What? A fiance? Order in the court. Order, I say. Yes, it does seem quite believable that Miss Selena Sprocket's fiance would bear a grudge against Mr. Sprocket for his role in the accident. Exactly, Your Honor. Maybe her fiance was trying to murder Miss Wyatt in order to make Mr. Sprocket experience the same pain he'd felt.
Objection!
Miss Sprocket's fiance was a surgeon, if memory serves. But the only people who attended the reception were family and staff members. That may be, and that just means that Miss Sprocket's fiance must have been among those who attended.
What? Really?
Of course. Otherwise, how could he have killed Gloomsbury?
Oh, I see what you're doing. This is just another giant bluff, isn't it?
All right, I'll bite. Who exactly do you claim this fiancé to be? Yes, I would like to know as well.
Are you sure you're gonna be okay, Nick?
Maybe? When it comes to suspicious people, there's only one person on my list. Need to find something that connects him to Selena. This will help us identify Miss Sprocket's fiancé.
Take that!
Please take a look at this photo, Your Honor. That photo. Notice Miss Sprocket's pocket watch. Haven't we seen it somewhere before? Yes, now that you mention it, I do feel as if I've seen it somewhere before. I believe we've all seen it. Right here in this very courtroom. Impossible. That's right, the pocket watch in this photo. Is the same pocket watch Mr. Nickety has on him right now. Hi, Absol, how are you doing? What? This is clear proof of a strong connection between Pierce Nickety and Selena Sprocket. No. Well, Mr. Nickety, is this true? I'm glad you're here. Mr. Nickety, you were once engaged to Selena Sprocket. That pocket watch, you keep it as a memento of her, don't you? Mr. Nickety, you planned to rob Mr. Sprocket of his loved one, to make him feel the same pain as you, isn't that right? But Mr. Sprocket managed to fight back and knocked Mr. Gloomsbury unconscious. You thought Mr. Gloomsbury was dead and hid his body in the lantern. But then you noticed Mr. Gloomsbury regain consciousness. And so you finished him off to prevent your plan from being exposed. This is the defense's take on what really happened in this murder case. Mr. Wright, does this mean you wish to officially accuse this witness of the murder of Dumas Gloomsbury? Defense accused Mr. Nickety of the murder. Just gonna make a confidence save. It absolutely is, but like, you know, confidence. The defense indicts Pierce Nickety on the charge of murdering Dumas Gloomsbury. Oh my. Mr. Nickety, would you care to respond? Man, this lawyer just yaps on and on and on. As you guessed, this watch is a memento of Selena. It stopped working at the time of the accident, though. Then, you really are. Yes. I was Selena's fiancé, and not just her fiancé, but the surgeon beside her deathbed.
Objection!
Mr. Nickety, why didn't you tell me any of this before? Shut it, you useless prosecutor. I thought you could be of use, but apparently this case was too much for you. Oathbreaker, Paladin, Necromancer. Ooh, fun. Also, thank you for the head pat and the hydrate. Slowly but surely cooling off. Still hot, though. What did you say? If your office hadn't stuck its nose all up in this, I could have swept it under the rug. Not only did you interfere with the case, but you even let me fall under suspicion. That's because you kept trying to cover things up on the sly. Ugh. But covering things up wasn't your only involvement. The only person who had motive to use the victim to try and kill Miss Wyatt was you. Ugh. Oh my god. Malignant tumors. There are malignant tumors in this courtroom. Lesions oozing with false charges. Whose hand is that? The tumors are one idiotic lawyer and one useless prosecutor. After the truth is revealed, I'll have the both of you incised from the illegal world. Isn't that shouldn't that be excised? Doesn't incised just mean cut? Shouldn't you be cutting out, like excising? I'd like to see you try. The power of the Sprocket family, it'd be a cinch. I'll now begin the operation.
What in the world happened to Mr. Nickety?
It's like he's finally showing his true colors.
Nick, look what he did to that shoulder mech.
Oh, quit your yapping before I suture your chatty lips shut.
It's like he's a completely different person.
Sure looks like it, huh? Can't let our guards down now. Mr. Nickety, it's finally time for you to testify. To the truth. Seems we're entering the final act, at least. Or last. Witness your testimony, please. Please tell me that this is just... Please tell me that the right to remain silent testimony is just like 3 text boxes of him not saying anything. Yeah! I think this game looks really good. Like, it definitely looks better than Dual Destinies. I prefer the look of the Great Ace Attorney games over this. Honestly, if we're going with the 3D models. Because the Great Ace Attorney duology is gorgeous. Mr. Nickety, why didn't you say anything? Ah! Just took a picture of me or something. You want me to voluntarily testify, hoping I'll make a slip of the tongue. Not a very impressive plan. Or brain, might I add. Ow, that was uncalled for. If you want to know something, you ask the question. I'll answer, but I have no intention of making any voluntary statements of my own.
Oh, what's he trying to do, Nick?
Using the silent treatment as a strategy to avoid getting tripped up. Clever guy. No more lies, Mr. Nickety. You will tell us nothing but the truth from now on. Ugh. What do you think you're doing? His cravat. No one asked you to speak. Just keep quiet over there and play with your frills. How dare you! Well, this is a rather unconventional situation, but please proceed, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor.
Hold it!
You won't speak voluntarily. Then I guess I'll have to ask him something. What question should I ask? On the day of the incident, you are constantly surrounded by your subordinates. Is that right? Absolutely. I was in somebody's line of sight at all times. After all, I was busy taking care of every detail of the event. Mr. Edgeworth, I believe your investigation backs up my claim. I got statements that said groups of his subordinates worked with him in rotation. People do bad things. So he was always with someone. As the prosecutor just said. I couldn't even get close to the lantern containing Gloomsbury by myself, let alone kill him. Pierce didn't have a chance to get close to the victim alone, huh? Mr. Wright, would you like that statement added to the witness's testimony? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. I'd like to have that statement added to his testimony. Very well. So he's right there in the background of that. We don't have the other POV, do we? I want to say this because nobody would be looking at him. You know what? I'm gonna make a very confident confidence save.
Objection!
Yeah, there we go. Mr. Nickety testifies that he was always with someone at the time of the incident, and never had a moment alone to commit the crime. Yes, and the police investigation backs that statement up, doesn't it? But there was an opportunity, in fact. One and only one. A moment when Mr. Nickety could have killed Mr. Gloomsbury without anyone noticing. What? And the one thing that made that moment possible is shown here in this photograph. With all those people watching, I couldn't have possibly committed murder. Do not believe him, Your Honor. This lawyer is a malignant tumor. He wants to infect this judicial body with virulent... accusations, is what he said. Mr. Nickety, I would ask that you keep quiet this time. We need to evaluate the defense's claim. And your yammering only serves to throw further suspicion your way. Ugh. Mr. Wright, let's see this one thing you mentioned. But be warned, this had better not be one of your offhanded claims. Who do you think you're talking to, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, Mr. Wright. Please point out for us the one thing that made the moment of the murder possible. That one moment when it was possible for Mr. Nickety to kill Mr. Gloomsbury. The one thing that made that single moment possible is this. It's either them or the fog. I want to say it's them.
Take that!
Nope. What? That's absurd. How exactly did they do it, Mr. Wright? First, it flings away loose sand with its flippers to make a... What? Huh? And then, eyes glistening with maternal affection, it takes its nest and... Mr. Wright, are you describing how a sea turtle lays her eggs? Uh-oh. So focused on answering that I forgot what we were actually talking about. Nick, what the fuck? You can't just say whatever comes to mind, you know? Seems you've truly jumped the shark at last, Mr. Wright. No, we did that back in Dual Destinies. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Just saying any old thing isn't good enough. I have to get it together.
Take that!
The one thing that made the moment of the murder possible is this thick mood fog that engulfed the entire reception hall. It's under the cover of this fog that Mr. Nickety murdered the victim. What? Mr. Nickety was standing right next to the lantern that Mr. Gloomsbury was in. This was the only moment the murder could have been committed without being seen.
Objection!
I can accept that there was a moment when the witness was obscured by the other, from others' fog, or from others by fog. But that doesn't prove Mr. Nickety killed the victim at that very moment. If you can't prove the crime was committed during the reception, the trial ends here. So caught up in finding a foothold that I forgot to think that far ahead. Well done, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time to call this trial's time of death. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove the murder happened during the reception? Don't even bother. His claim is dead on arrival. Victory is within your grasp, prosecutor. Quiet, witness. I have no interest in victory. All I care about is the truth. One that we can only arrive at through further deliberation. Edgeworth. Enough of this. Your Honor, this trial is over. Oh, Mr. Nickety, that's for me to decide. Mr. Wright, can you prove it? Can you prove that the murder was committed during the wedding reception? Why is there no verdict yet? The lawyer's obviously out of answers. The prosecutor, the judge, they're all infected. Their malignant stupidity is so advanced, not even the best surgeons can save them. In fact, not even a brain transplant could cure them. This court is infected with idiocy. It's a pandemic.
Objection!
Mr. Nickety, that's enough already. Finally ready to give up, are you? No, just the opposite, actually. I'll prove the murder was committed during the reception. By you. Ugh. You'll prove it. You really, Mr. Wright? Yes, I can, Your Honor. To be honest, I don't know exactly how I'll do it just yet. More or less, yeah. But if I want to get to the truth Edgeworth was talking about, I'll just have to find that way. Very well, Mr. Wright, let's have your proof. Enough of this foolishness. He's just bluffing. Stop him from speaking, Your Honor. I'll do nothing of the sort. You're just a district court judge. Power of the Sprocket family, Enough of your foolishness, Mr. Nickety. This judicial body will not succumb to the influence of money or power. Now then, let's hear it, Mr. Wright. Let's hear your truth. Think, Phoenix. Remember everything you've learned so far. You can do this. You can find the definitive evidence that'll lead us to the truth. Yeah! Think, Phoenix. How can I prove the murder took place during the wedding reception? If Pierce committed the murder during the reception, then he had to have used... murder weapon. Yes, the weapon that was used to strike the victim twice. According to the autopsy report, the victim was hit by the same object both times. So without a doubt, Pierce used it to commit the murder. The weapon used to kill Gloomsbury was the timekeeper. If Pierce struck the victim during that one single moment, then he must have used the timekeeper. Come to think of it, wasn't it also used for something else during the reception? During the reception, timekeeper was also used for... It was, I think it was the first startup of love is what they called it. But the cutting of the time machine also sounds correct. That's right, the timekeeper had been activated during the reception. We activate the timekeeper again now and find any trace evidence of the murder. That would be conclusive proof that Gloomsbury was killed during the reception. Special ceremony took place during the reception in question. What kind of special ceremony? It was called the first startup of love. Apparently the couple activated the timekeeper for the first time during it. Does that mean the timekeeper here in the evidence isn't activated at the moment? Cat. And what would happen if we were to activate it? Why don't we see for ourselves? It would give us a chance to examine it. And while we're at it, we might just find some conclusive evidence. What? No, you can't activate it. Mr. Nickety, keep quiet or I'll have you thrown out of court. By the way, Mr. Wright, it's supposed to be a time machine, right? We aren't going to travel back in time to the Stone Age or anything, are we? I don't think we have to worry too much about that, Your Honor. I'm still a little nervous, nonetheless, but the truth must be known. Very well, go ahead and start up the timekeeper.
Do you know how, Nick? Oh, wow, that wasn't quite my voice. Ugh. Do you know how, Nick?
I think so. Maybe.
The bride and the groom each had a symbol of their love when they put them... and when they put them together. Oh, how romantic it was.
Let's see. I think the symbol of the groom's love must be the timekeeper itself. What symbol of the bride's love would fit together with the timekeeper? Why, no, that has to be it. Mr. Wright, are you ready to activate the time machine, no? Yes, Your Honor. The symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper is the gear, right? It's the gear and the key. I hate the way that this game's, like, how sensitive this game is to up and down inputs. See, this says heart-shaped key used to activate the timekeeper, but at the same time, I feel like it could be the pendant.
Take that!
Nope, it's the gear. I should have gone with my gut. It's a good thing I was so confident about that answer, though.
Take that!
Miss Wyatt's pendant is the symbol of the bride's love that's necessary for activating the timekeeper. What? Does that mean you can start it up with Miss Wyatt's pendant? I believe so, Your Honor. Very well, please try it now, Mr. Wright. Okay, here I go. First, I have to figure out where the pendant goes. Her casing is made of metal. Sure wouldn't want to get hit with something like this. It's a propeller. It's designed to look like the hands of a clock. I don't think it has anything to do with activating the timekeeper, though. This hole looks like a good spot. I'll try setting the pendant in there. It fits. This must be the right spot. Now I have to find a place to insert the key. Is it not just in the center of the pendant? This hole in the middle of the pendant. Could this be it? Worked! The timekeeper's been activated. Now all I have to do is find proof that the crime was committed during the reception. I wonder what it could be. I think I found it. Conclusive evidence that the murder was committed during the wedding reception. Just as I suspected. There's evidence of the murder inside the timekeeper, Mr. Nickety. The timekeeper was only activated and opened during the wedding reception, right? No! Stop! So that means this is conclusive proof that the crime was committed during the reception. Ah! After you killed the victim under the cover of fog, you closed the timekeeper to hide the bloodstain, didn't you? No, you're wrong. Ellen killed Bloomsbury. Wasn't me, I tell you.
Objection!
Give it up, Mr. Nickety. How could the defendant, who was in the middle of pledging her love, have possibly committed the murder? With everyone watching her. It was the family. Yes, all of the family members conspired together to kill him.
Objection!
There's no way you can talk your way out of this, Mr. Nickety. During the reception, during that one dreamlike moment, only one person could have used the timekeeper to beat the victim to death. And that one person was you, Pierce Nickety. No, this isn't over yet. I won't give up. Oh no, I cut the artery. Stupid thing. You must stop the bleeding now. Give me my forceps. Forceps, I said. Hey, where is everyone? Fine. I'll manage this alone. I'll do it all by myself. I can fix anything, repair anything. You have to get better. You have to live. You must. I would have been able to save her. Only I hadn't listened to her. Only I'd treated her first. Only that Soren hadn't been there. Selena. No. Bro just actually fucking died. And Phoenix is fine with it. And so is the judge. Witness, are you finally ready to tell us the truth? It's just as the lawyer deduced. So it was all a revenge scheme against Soren Sprocket. Do you have any idea how hard it is to lose someone you love right in front of you? Selena's condition was clearly more critical than Soren's, but in spite of that, she said, "Please help Soren." Miss Sprocket's last words. So that's what she really meant by those words. I was able to grant her wish, but at the price of her life. So you got a job with Sprocket Aviation and waited for your chance to get revenge. You got close to Mr. Gloomsbury and hatched this plot, is that right? Gloomsbury already bore a grudge against Soren. So when I tempted him with an even better position, he immediately took the bait. He was your accomplice, someone who shared the same goal as you. Why was it necessary for you to kill him? I didn't expect Soren to strike Gloomsbury out on the Vista deck. I certainly never imagined he'd make his way there along the outside wall. Soren's love is the real deal, after all. My plan had been compromised. For the time being, I hid his body in the lantern. Tried to think of my next move. And then Mr. Gloomsbury came too during the second wedding reception. As soon as I saw Gloomsbury, I instantly hit upon an idea. To pin the blame of Gloomsbury's murder on Ellen. You're trying to break up the couple by making the bride out to be a murderer. How despicable. Soren was getting the company and a wedding. Both things that were supposed to be Selena's. He took every happiness from her. Who's the despicable one here? Do you think what you did would make her happy? I know it wouldn't. But I couldn't just stand by watching Soren enjoy his happiness. I was going to have Soren taste the same pain I had, and then take over Sprocket Aviation. I'd take back from him all of the happiness that was rightfully Selena's. Time stopped for me the day I lost her. Just like this pocket watch of hers.
Pierce.
Miss Wyatt.
I believe Selena would have said, "Leave this ill will behind. Your time is yours to live."
That's too late for me. Time will never advance for me ever again. What? It can't be. I see now, Selena. What I did was wrong. I see no further need to continue this trial. Bailiff, please take Mr. Nickety away. Here's Nickety, our inconsolable time traveler, who lived in time that stood still. Now then, I must render my verdict regarding the defendant. Your Honor, before you give your ruling, would you please allow me a moment? Very well. Ellen, there's something I need to say to you.
Yes, Soren?
I've put you through something truly horrible. This whole thing happened, all because of me. I would understand if you wanted to call off our marriage.
What? Of course not. I've never once thought that.
If you stay with me, you'll only face even more trying times in the future.
What do you mean?
The truth of this incident and the car accident before it. I'm going to tell the public everything. I expect the company's reputation will suffer, and I'll take a lot of criticism. But I feel only really start over once I get everything out in the open.
Soren.
After all that's happened, I might not have the right to ask you this, but... Well, how should I say this? Maybe I'll just... I just realized I made his voice way deeper. A life with me probably won't be very easy, but... Will you marry me?
Yes, of course.
I like how she only has freckles in this one, in this one portrait. Your Honor, thank you for this time. Please continue with your ruling. Very well, but first I have one question. The two of you pledge your eternal love for each other to the goddess of justice, Themis? I do, Your Honor.
I do.
Does the prosecution or the defense have any objections? Well done, Your Honor. No objections here. The defense has no objections either, Your Honor. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Wyatt. Ah, that's not right. This court finds the defendant, Ellen Sprocket, not guilty. court is adjourned. Ellen, Soren, congratulations.
Mr. Wright, I can't thank you enough. If you hadn't exposed the truth, Soren and I wouldn't... We wouldn't...
Yeah, there are no freckles there. She does a really fucking good job of concealing her freckles. But now you can finally start your new life together, right?
Oh, thank you.
Mr. Wright, we'll be holding our real wedding ceremony in the near future. Would you do us the honor of coming to it? I want you to witness our fresh start. Of course, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And Ellen, this time it'll finally be happily ever after, right?
Oh, yes.
The two of you have persevered and overcome this trial together. Now, no matter what obstacles come your way, I'm sure you'll be able to handle them. There's another thing I'm sure of, too. This person will always be watching over the two of you. Just, you know, making sure.
Take that!
Selena. Yes, I think you're right. And we promise to live life to the fullest. For Selena's sake, too. Right, Soren?
That's right. Well, we'd better be on our way.
Yes, my love.
Chat, should I put this on the thumbnail? Or do you think this would be too spoilery to put on the thumbnail? Wow, the old threshold carry, huh? Way to show off. We'll be seeing you. Goodbye for now. I'll be looking forward to that wedding. Hold on tight, Ellen.
You better believe I will. I'm never letting you go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was I was thinking the same thing, Barrick. I was thinking the same joke. There they go.
You're not thinking of going to that wedding by yourself, are you, boss? You're taking us too, right? Oh boy, I bet there's gonna be all kinds of fancy food there.
Lena, when did you get here?
Just now. I would have been here to cheer you guys on earlier, but... Truce, you never gave me a chance to slip away.
You're gonna be in even bigger trouble with her later. Speaking of the wedding, maybe I should ask them to invite Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth, really? But he thought Ellen was guilty all the way to the end.
That may be true, but... Don't even bother. His claim is dead on arrival. Victory is within your grasp, prosecutor. Quiet, witness. I have no interest in victory. All I care about is the truth. The one that we can only arrive at through further deliberation. He hadn't stood up for us when he did. The trial probably would have ended there.
Then you mean Mr. Edgeworth gave us that chance?
Maybe. Though knowing him, I doubt he'd ever tell, even if I asked.
Oh, well, if that's how you feel about Nick, then why not try to get him invited? Hey, Maya. Have you ever tried to catch the bouquet? What? No. I never have either. Fighting over a bouquet that's been tossed by the bride. Talk about fierce competition. I'm totally stoked. I'm not sure it's really supposed to be all that competitive. I'm a pretty good jumper, so I think I got a chance.
He's definitely missing the point of the whole thing. And Larry, how did you manage to stay so quiet for so long? Shut up! Wishing the lady you fell in love with every happiness is what a real man does. Pretty sure that relationship was over before it even began, Larry. Darn it all. If only I was 10 years younger, things would have gone differently. Ends of time, why won't you turn back for me? Today is Ellen and Soren's third wedding ceremony and reception. I heard the bride and groom insisted on it be on the flying chapel again. Wow. In the end, they were nice enough to invite me and Maya. Athena kind of invited herself. I also invited Edgeworth, Emma, and even Larry. Say third time's the charm, right? I really do hope it's happily ever after for them this time around. Still, I get the feeling it's going to be one rowdy party.
Ready when you are. Okay, here we go.
Oh my god, Larry actually kind of cleans up pretty good. Oh my god, Emma's hair is so cute.
Oh, hey! Look who's next! Huh?
Haven't you ever heard of ladies first?
I'm truly blessed to have you.
All of those wedding designs were super cute. Holy shit. Capcom, give us Ace Attorney 7 already, cowards. Okay, so we're not done yet. Honestly, I genuinely think case 6 in this game is probably my favorite one. Like, don't get me wrong, there were some good cases, but like case 6 was really good. I really liked case 6 a lot. Real quick, I'm going to put us on BRB real quick. I'm going to swap over to Xenoblade X. So give me just a sec.